In about 7 months, Southern Sudan will decide whether to secede from the rest of the country. This will be done through a referendum, a key part of the 2005 peace deal that ended Sudan's North-South civil war. In a recent visit to Washington, officials from the African Union and the United Nations assured the U.S. government they are working very hard to make sure the process leading to the January vote is smooth. But challenges still remain, according to former South African President Thabo Mbeki, who heads the African Union High-Level Implementation Panel on Sudan.
There's a challenge of the resolution of the conflict in Darfur. Then secondly, of course, there is the issue of the implementation of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, or the message that we get from the principal political parties is indeed that everybody needs to keep to the agreement. The referendum must take place in January, as agreed, and that the outcome of that referendum needs to be respected.
Haile Menkerius, the United Nations representative to Sudan, says it's important for the outcome to be credible in order to assure legitimacy.
We do understand that we have to redouble the level of our engagement, of our support, much more from that of the elections. It is absolutely important that the process of the referendum avoids some of the discrepancies that were, in other words, seen during the elections.
Menkerius also says it is still possible to advocate for unity, but that should come with a dose of reality.
The best way to make unity attractive, I believe, is to make a separation possible. Do not then take separation to mean a complete divorce. The two parties to continue to work, to see what is in their mutual benefit.
While visiting Kenya a few weeks ago, U.S. Vice President Joseph Biden met with Southern Sudan's first elected president, Salva Kiir. Mr. Biden insisted the process leading to the referendum must be peaceful and called on the international community for help. Norway, a large oil and gas producer, will offer advice and technical expertise to Sudan about how to share oil revenues if the referendum passes. Its foreign minister, Jonas Gahr Sture, recently visited the area.
If oil is approached from that perspective of how you can maximize income, maximize wealth creation, maximize technological progress, maximize infrastructure efficiency, well then the people of Sudan in the north and in the south stand to benefit. And we need to, or we will, provide the evidence why we believe that's possible. Then it's for the parties to choose.
That optimism was somewhat countered by the UN and AU's representative in Darfur, Ibrahim Gambari, who warned the Security Council that violence has been escalating in parts of Darfur. He said nearly 450 deaths were recorded in May alone.
It saddens me to inform you that the fighting between the two belligerent parties is still continuing, and the security situation in parts of Darfur remains tense and volatile.
Despite all the challenges and the shortage of time, the situation is hopeful, says Thabo Mbeki. He adds that the political leadership in Sudan does understand its responsibilities in making sure that the issues of common interest for all Sudanese, North and South, are identified, addressed, and achieved. Mariama Diallo, VOA News.